Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Want to forge a better future? Start with the structures that support tomorrow's missions. You believe the best offense is a good defense. We've got a great way to prove that theory. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
We all got a thing that gets us out of bed or keeps us out of it. The thing we live to do, that we do for nothing at all. But don't do it for nothing. Take it to where it means everything.
Becoming a leader is a choice. So if you want to learn to make big decisions, start with this one. Decide to lead.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Skip entry level. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
You think knowledge is a powerful weapon? Here, you'll have plenty of ammo. Look to science to solve problems? Wield a microscope to confront global threats. You sometimes dream in code? Become a cyber attacker's worst nightmare. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
What do you expect from that first job out of college? Working your way up from the bottom? Instead, how does this sound? Starting in a guaranteed leadership position with people who look to you for guidance because you're trained to give it and make important decisions in critical situations. Skip entry level. Decide to lead as an Army officer. Becoming a leader is a choice not everyone wants to make. Because all eyes are on you. Calling the shots. Inspiring others to follow. In any environment. At any scale. It's not for everyone. But if you want to learn to make big decisions, start with this one. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
You think knowledge is a powerful weapon? Here, you'll have plenty of ammo. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Are you the one others rally around? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. Want to forge a better future? Start with the structures that support tomorrow's missions. You believe the best offense is a good defense.
Hello and welcome, esports fans. We are here. We are live. A little ECA action coming at you. I'm FBI Tugboat. I'm here with my man Whoops. Whoops, how the hell are you?
Doing good, man. Getting ready for some action. There was a little bit of a mismatch going on as to what the heck was going on and what match was going to be on the stream and stuff like that. But nonetheless, we still provide you with that banger Rocket League action here, the ECAC.
Oh yes, we got to give the people what they want, right? Cannot deny. This is regular streams right here, Wednesday, typical action. We do have a couple new teams, but always that high quality esports action coming at you guys. We had that was Bryant and another squad had to get a reschedule. We have CSUMB, that is the California State University Monterey Bay, taking on the University of North Carolina Greensboro squads. A little bit of a difference in the so far regular season record here, right, Whoops?
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, CSMB coming into this one being 5-1, UNCG coming in here being 2-4. Say that 10 times fast, am I right, Tugboat?
Yeah, right.
So CSUMB, so California State Monterey Bay, coming into this one being 5-1 with some pretty dominant wins for the most part. 3 of those ones being sweeps, so 4-0 sweeps in favor of them. 2 of those 4-2. I'm sorry, one of those 4-2, the other one 4-3. But unfortunately, last week they came in here with a loss to Louisiana Tech. So they actually went all the way to a game number 7, ultimately came down to the wire and lost that game number 7 by 1 goal, or else they would be 6-0 at this point in time.
Hate to see it. A close one right there for your California State University Monterey Bay. I think we're just going to call it Monterey Bay from here on. I think that's what we said.
Or the Otters, you know, their mascot, right?
Yes, I was getting that as well. This is going to be the Otters, the California State University Monterey Bay Otters, taking on the University of North Carolina Greensboro Spartans, henceforth referred to as the Otters and the Spartans, right?
Yeah.
Henceforth, going to be way easier for us. Check it out. Now, the Otters right here. Oh my goodness, I just had it up. This is the worst.
I mean, it happens.
Sorry,
you know?
Spartans. There we go. All right, got you. The Spartans coming on in UNCG. They started off. Oh no, I had the wrong thing here. There you go. Started off with 2 wins. 2 wins. That was against SAU Blue Squad over there. 4-2 win right there. Followed up with a 4-1 win. Unfortunately, been a slew of losses since. 4 losses in a row right now. Whoops. It is going to be the Spartans for Greensboro. Trying to make that a non-issue. Stop that losing streak.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge game for both of these teams. Like I said beforehand, a very, very close matchup right there for the Otters last week. And then, of course, the Spartans, they want to crack that losing streak. And you don't want this Otter squad to have 2 back-to-back losses, especially the way that happened. And like we said, this one's going to start. The Otters seeking revenge, going to be out in front, 1-0, 4:33. The game just started.
That's going to be a nice way to start this one off thus far. Nice little fence-in shot right there. 30 seconds in as well. Assist coming in from Sturban. Garrett's going to be taking that one early. Little bit of a win initially, though. Spartans with a weak pitch across the middle right here, right off of kickoff, which is never a bad look. Garrett's huge offensive clear over into the Spartans side.
I'm going to be keeping my eye on the Spartans and to see where they could kind of improve and maybe what is going on the field here for on the pitch, essentially, as to what results in them losing some of these matches. Because, you know, starting off with a hot streak being 2-0, although, you know, some of these players and from the other teams and stuff that they played against, maybe they're trying to find their rhythm as well. I mean, that's just kind of a big funk to have 4 losses right back-to-back like that. But Walter Wright has an open net. Sleepy, the only person there on the defending side, not going to keep that one out. Not going to try to steal that one either, which is huge. Just going to tie the ball game right back up.
There you go. It was 30 seconds on the first goal, 30 seconds on the second goal. We like, you know, predictability, right? We like patterns here at the ACAC, and that's exactly what you guys have coming at you. A Walter White score right there. Walter White score. That's going to be the assist coming in from the squad as well. 1 minute and 10 seconds down to this. As Sturban and the rest of the Otter squad flicking across the middle right there. A solid defensive play, but unfortunately, Sleepy's not going to get any credit for it.
Yeah, Sleepy doing a really good job, just being patient, very methodical. We saw him on the defensive end as well. Look at this follow-up touch right here by Sturban. Right place, right time. Garrett had the first initial touch, going for the double touch off the back wall. Some backboard defense coming out as well, but ultimately, right place, right time, just strikes right there for Sturban.
First goal, 30 seconds in. Second goal, 60 seconds in. Third goal, 90 seconds in. Again, we like predictability here. Garrett's with 1, Sturban with 1 as well. Calflick here for the Otters squad, also coming up with assists. So everybody in the Otters squad coming in and getting plays on the balls. Love to see it. Love to see it. Whether that's straight up passes or that's actual points. Either way, still happening.
Yeah, on top of that, you go right back to it as well. The Spartans won that kickoff. They went right back to the offensive set. They weren't trying to give up, you know, another goal here in transition, so they played some very, very smart defense and some smart touches. Now they just need to capitalize. You see a demolition right there from the midfield, trying to get some of these defenders off by Rigg. A nice shot right here from Walter Wright, trying to find his second. But couldn't quite come up with that one. So, I mean, you love to see the resilience right here from this Spartan squad.
Yeah, you really do. Not willing to give up anything right here. We have broken our 30-second average per goal. Rigg making that one maybe look like a non-issue, though. Calflick getting on over here, forcing the hand of the defender. Never a bad play. Whoops. Big defensive clear there from Garrett. Sleepy trying to pick this one up and does. Hit it across the middle. Not going to be a true angle. And then an open net. And a Spartan player was in there, not able to finish the charge.
Yeah, not only was he in there, but the demolition came out as well. So that kind of just puts the defense in shambles, too. Here comes Rigg, though, from the corner. Has plenty of boost to work with. They have the boost control. The Spartans do, at least right now. They have a couple of pads that they're picking up, stealing away from as you hop on board with Sturban here. You see he has no boost to work with. So Calflick here slowing this one down to essentially just have everybody regroup, regather, and maybe start their own offensive attack right there. But 2 minutes remaining. This is still a 2-1 ball game. And one thing that I did notice from the Otter squad over here from Monterey Bay, they do like to keep a couple of these games close. They only had a few games where they actually broke out and won by more than 2 goals. So they do keep some of these games close to heart, although they do have 3 sweeps on the season.
Those sweeps are really going to come in here. Once you start that pattern, it's hard to get off that, especially when you're a 5-1 squad like the Otters are. Again, though, coming off of a loss, perhaps the beginning of their own in the end. The Spartans losing streak. A weak hit yields a second goal here for Walter White. And again, 2 goals, and that's not for lack of trying. 5 shots already attempted here for Walter White. Again, he is the one who knocks.
Yeah, Walter White being the offensive powerhouse so far for this Greensboro Spartans team, and whatever it takes to get the job done. You see he has 5 shots on net as well, just keeping this constant pressure. For both of these teams, ultimately, they both have a ton of shots just kind of ringing through, but Walter White just being that the offensive powerhouse right here for the Spartans.
Really has. We have a tie game right here. For game 1, I think we said this earlier, this is a best-of-7 series, so whoever wins here, there's a little bit of momentum established, but definitely going to have plenty of opportunities afterwards. Back to the middle, and that's a weird angle to the right side, and a big defensive clear back to middle pitch. Rig is able to pick this one up and start another offensive push, but that is talking about a defensive clear. That's it, and a accepted pass from Sturban, shots down bottom, and ball just ringing around like it's actually ping pong.
I love to compare Rocket League to ping pong all the time. I mean, it's very, very similar, especially when you get into these ruts right here for the offense and the defense. And I call it ruts, but it's more or less they're trying to win the possession. And they're trying to establish boost dominance at one point in time as well. So, I mean, although we do compare it to ping pong, there is some Rocket League action that kind of comes with that too. But it's just, you kind of have to keep an eye for it.
Speaking of traditional sports, 15 seconds away. Oh, the waterfall shot down bottom, and nobody is there, but we're 10 seconds away now. Never mind, Garrett's making that one a non-issue until crossbar comes up again. Catholic can't find a true angle. 4 seconds left on this one. Talked about ping pong. That is a very short-lived volleyball type situation. Overtime in game 1 here, whoops.
Yeah, 2 missed opportunities from each side so far that I'm counting. Like I said beforehand, I am keeping my eye on the Spartan squad because I'm kind of curious as to why they have this 4-loss streak. But at the same time, there's a ton of missed opportunities on the field for both sides that really hasn't just jumped out to me that this team's going to be more dominant or that team's going to be more dominant. It's just been the lack of just following through from Garrett, some of those backboard touches that he has. So unfortunately, we are indeed in overtime. Look at this bump play! Oh my goodness, the team chemistry coming out from Monterey Bay, and the Otters take game number 1.
There you go. First goal was, I think, 31 seconds into regular time. Goal number 5, and the winning one for game 1 does go the way of the Otters. In a game, I think it's fair to say that, like, coming into this one, whoops, just looking at regular season record as of right now, 5-1 versus 2-4.
Yeah.
On paper, you kind of know which one this was going to go with. But this is a UNCG squad that showed up in every way, shape, and form. Taking game 1 down to the wire right here in overtime, game 1. That's a fantastic performance, and I don't think we're going to see another sweep right here.
Well, I'm not too sure. I mean, it just depends on, if Monterey Bay kind of wants to start to wake up and establish this team. Maybe they took Greensboro a little bit too lightly here. So maybe approaching game number 2, they might start to, pick it up a little bit. But like I said beforehand, this Monterey Bay team. They keep a lot of their games close, I should say, even though a 4-0 sweep is in their future sometimes. They keep a lot of those score lines really, really close. 1 goal, 2 goal. Like I said beforehand, they lost that game number 7 by just 1 goal. If you look at the track record back and forth, it was 1 goal apiece separating both of those teams too. So, I mean, I don't know. It's still kind of up in the air for me. Neither team just showed their dominance that game number 1.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Spartans also, given that Walter White was just, we said it during game, the offensive powerhouse of this squad. 7 shots attempted, both goals going their way. I believe that was Sleepy with an assist, but no actual attempted shots of their own. So game 2, how this shakes out, and if the Greensboro squad is going to be able to take an advantage of this, it's going to have to come off the back of getting the other 2 players involved in that offensive performance, right? We talk all the time, or at least in traditional sports, they say, defense wins championships. That is not the case within Rocket League. You got to score at least 1 goal, and if you can play powerhouse defense after that, cool, but nobody likes playing an entire 5-minute Rocket League game at an advantage of only 1,
yeah.
Right? You want to get that second, you want to get that insurance goal here, whoops. Again, just involving 2 other players, because eventually this is going to be the Otters to just kind of sniff this out, and it's just like, well, bump and demo Walter White, right? And then the offensive pressure from the Spartans is just not going to be existent.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side of things here for Monterey Bay, the thing that I noticed, like I said, a couple of missed opportunities for them. 2 huge ones in particular I can remember back to was just Garrett's, who had the backboard, had a double touch as well, just kind of over pursuing, going a little bit too high off the backboard double touch. There was one defender there in the way. I believe that one was Rig, who was there, but he was kind of backwards and awkward, so it shouldn't have affected that shot too much. So Garrett just needs to kind of clean things up a little bit, and we would see that one being like maybe a 4-2 score line in favor of Monterey Bay instead of even going into an overtime matchup. So Monterey Bay has a couple of things that they need to work on as well. So both of these teams, room to improve, and on top of that, if they don't, then we still have some great Rocket League action that maybe we see a potential game number 2 overtime as well. So we'll see what happens.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Always here for extra Rocket League time. You know what I'm saying? The game 1 that goes to a tie right here. Again, on paper, what we expected coming into this has not happened so far. And I'll stick with a prediction. This ain't going to be a sweep. Obviously, this isn't going to be a sweep against the Otter squad. But I don't see the Greensboro squad either getting swept the way they were playing in this game number 1. I gotta say, I'd love to be a fly on the wall of either of these, esports labs and these teams
100%.
and coach and whatnot. Like right now, going through this and kind of like figuring out what exactly it was in game 1. You pointed out some of the mistakes. Obviously, playing, they'll have like a different kind of insight into that, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, on top of that, I mean, there's such a big gap right now because we have some technical issues. That's why you guys get to see our ugly mugs here on the screen for such a long time. But at the same time, there's such a big lapse in between this game number 1 to game number 2 that there's so much room for improvement. It's almost like calling a timeout at this point, assessing what happened in game number 1, and then trying to come up with some sort of strategy for game 2 and 3. To kind of put yourself in that favorable position if you're Monterey Bay, essentially to go on match point for that game number 3. But yeah, on top of that, for Greensboro, you can kind of assess what happened as well, kind of calm down, decompress, because that bump play in that overtime matchup onto Walter White, that was such a huge momentum swing in